I've got a nice view on our America's Mattress Live Tower Cam. Some very fluffy clouds right overhead of us right now. You can kind of see them dipping down into a little bit lower as they approach us here in the valley. 653 degrees right now. We've calmed down from that rain, although we're definitely not finished with it yet. Humidity, of course, remains relatively high. Fortunately, those wind gusts haven't gotten too crazy throughout the day, except for a stronger one here or there. 6:24 p.m. That was our sunset for today, and we're coming up very soon to that, of course. We saw lightning and thunder throughout most of the day. We've caught some of it here on our America's Mattress Live Tower Cam earlier on today. Very vivid cloud to ground lightning earlier on. Look, rainfall totals, we're still sitting around 1/10 of an inch of rain, but periodically we've seen some much heavier showers here and there. 60 degrees has been our high so far through the day. 63 is our average, so 3 degrees below that. And early in the mornings, of course, we're hanging out in those 40s, a little bit above average because that cloud cover has gotten us into those low to mid 40s, keeping that warmth with us here at the surface. And then daytime highs, 60s and upper 50s for many of us. 56 in Montrose, 37 in Carbondale, of course, a lot cooler up in the mountains where there is a bit of snow that we saw earlier on today. A little bit of mixed precipitation on the very edge of our radar over towards Aspen. Look here, still thunderstorm cells popping up here and there. That orographic lift, that's that moisture being ramped up off the mountains. On top of wind shear, because this low pressure system moving over much of the Four Corners region is creating the different wind speeds and directions at different levels, and that's what creates these thunderstorms. It's still hanging out down towards Nuclear, a lot of stronger cells in Montrose. We checked our tower cam a moment ago, and it was pouring. And Montrose really is only starting to get the most of its rainfall over the past day, about 1/5 of an inch of rain. Earlier on, you really didn't see that much. 1/3 of an inch in Glade Park, about 1/5 of an inch up in Grand Junction, although Moab, 1/2 an inch of rain. So very rainy day where there was a flash flood warning issued in Moab earlier on. Look at this. Raining down in Montrose right now. It's kind of, again, the heaviest rainfall to our south is only just starting as we start to see some of the last gasps with those wider convective systems and thunderstorm cells. Low pressure system is hanging out over the Four Corners region about 200 miles towards our south right now, and it's going to start to move down towards Texas and out of Colorado. And it's going to bring some stronger storms for our friends towards the east, but it is going to be out of our hair at least by the time we get into tomorrow morning. So let's look at that in our future cast here. This is Thursday at 11 p.m. Again, snow very possible in those highest peaks up towards Aspen, 35 degrees right here at 11 p.m. So you're certainly getting in freezing at those higher elevations, but we're really not thinking too much of snow near us unless you're up at Powderhorn, where you could see 8,500 feet is about the snow line we're thinking towards tonight. And once we get into early tomorrow morning, we're going to start to calm down for the most part, but I think there could be another wave of moisture here in the Grand Valley as some leftover moisture brought over by that low pressure system still hangs out. But generally speaking, by the time you get to sunrise, 8, 9 a.m., we're going to be done with that rainfall for the most part. I have a 20% chance of rain. I'm not expecting much here in the Grand Valley. Snow is going to be very possible, though. 2 inches of snow expected for many of us, 2 to 1 inches over in Powderhorn, and then over towards the eastern side of the divide. If you're traveling east towards Denver, could definitely impact your weekend travel plans because you're getting closer to these darker blues. That's about 8 inches of snow, very close to where that highway is. So let's look at our next 7 days. Starting to calm down with the precipitation a lot. Sunny early next week, but a cold front moves through Sunday into Monday, getting us into those 30s, chillier overnight lows, hanging out in Montrose in the low 60s and upper 50s early next week.